Welcome to the All Ball Show, presented by Abstract Sports, where we bring sports back to life. I'm your host, Kyle Clay 2K. In the All Ball Show, we focus on basketball-only content, and to tip things off, I'm covering every single team in the NBA from worst to best in each conference. I'm going to look at their rosters and discuss how I think they're going to perform this upcoming season. Let's take a look at the number 13 seed from the Eastern Conference last season, the Chicago Bulls. This team is based out of the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois. Obviously, it's in their name. I keep doing that. I don't know why. But it's important to let you know where these teams exist. I mean, you hear Chicago Bulls, you know they're in Chicago. But Chicago is like one of the top 3 biggest cities in the country. This team was dominated by Michael Jordan, 2 3-peats. Although the Bulls have a great history as a basketball team, Michael Jordan made basketball huge. He made it what it is. Shout out to MJ. Love you, man. He's actually now the owner of the Charlotte Hornets, or the GM. I don't remember. We'll get there. But, as I already mentioned, the Bulls are in the Eastern Conference. They're part of the Central Division. The team was founded on January 16th, 1966. Fun fact for you. They play at the United Center. Head coach is Fred Hoiberg. Their mascot, Benny the Bull. He's one of the more well-known mascots as well, much like Stuff the Magic Dragon. They've won championships pretty much the time MJ was around, and that's about it. We're talking about 1998, 97, 96. That's a 3-peat, the second one. Then you go back to 93, 92, 91, another 3-peat. Pretty exciting times back in the 90s. I grew up in the 90s watching the Bulls. I'll be honest, I was a big MJ fan growing up. I mean, who wasn't? Everybody wanted to be like Mike. I'm partial to the Lakers. When Kobe Bryant came in the league at a very young age, I saw that being me 7 or 8 years down the road. And so I became a Lakers fan, but I'm a huge Kobe fan, and I love following what he does in the business world these days. Winning Grammys? Was it a Grammy? I don't remember what it was. He won some awards, man, for things that are not about basketball. And the dude has done a lot in basketball, okay? But I digress. I was a Bulls fan, now I'm a Lakers fan. There we go. Now it's out. We can get past that. The Bulls last season had a record of 27-55. They had a conference record of 21-31. They were 17-24 at home, 10-31 on the road. That pretty much says why they were a bottom-tier team last season. I mean, obviously the numbers don't lie. But now let's take a look at some of the players they had on their roster that helped make them as terrible as they were. Ryan Arcidiacono, I don't even know who that is. He went to Villanova. Omer Asik, this dude is a beast, actually. Antonio Blakeney, Chris Dunn, Jarrell Eddy, Kay Felder, Cristiano Felicio, Jerian Grant, Justin Holiday, Sean Kilpatrick, Zach LaVine. This guy, I know he was injured for part of this season, I believe. He went down with like an ACL or an Achilles, one of those things. But he went off in a high-flying dunk contest against that guy Aaron Gordon I mentioned previously. This guy is extremely athletic. The injury was a worry to a lot of Bulls fans and a lot of fans of the game, honestly. You hate to see a guy who's as explosive as Zach LaVine go down with an injury like that, but it seems like he's made a full recovery. Zach LaVine's a great guy. I haven't met him, but he seems like a nice dude, and he carries himself very calmly and cool and collected, and he's a force on the court, so he's good to have on your team. The Bulls also have a guy named Robin Lopez. He is known for hating mascots, so the fact that he has one of the best mascots in all of basketball, it's just sad. Lauri Markkanen, this guy is a young talent, can shoot threes like you wouldn't believe. Very scary what he can do in the future. He kind of reminds me of like a kind of a bigger in terms of weight, but he's lanky, but he can shoot the ball. He reminds me of Kristaps Porzingis. Nikola Mirotic, David Nwaba, Cameron Payne, Quincy Pondexter, Bobby Portis, Denzel Valentine, Noah Vonleh, and Paul Zipser. That's your roster-ish from last year. Obviously, that is a lot of players. They all couldn't be on the team at one time, but they played for the Bulls at one time, and there were 21 of them, according to Basketball Reference. Very interesting group of guys here. You know, there's kind of a lot of no-names, some foreign guys that if you don't follow basketball, you've never heard their name before, but Nikola Mirotic, that guy is a force. He scored the 7th most points on their team last year. So Lauri Markkanen scored the most points for the Bulls last season at 1,000. Then you had Bobby Portis at 960, Justin Holiday 870, Denzel Valentine, Robin Lopez, Chris Dunn. Let's see, where was Mirotic on here? Number 9 on the list. He had 420 points scored. The Bulls really aren't who they were when they had MJ, obviously, and they're not even close to what they were when they had Derrick Rose. The Bulls were at least a playoff team back then, and that wasn't that long ago. But we know he's on to different things now, and his injuries are in the past, and he's playing for the Timberwolves last I heard. I think he may be going somewhere else, though. And now for some key players that I just wanted to highlight from who I think are going to be on their upcoming season's roster. You have Omer Asik returning. Chris Dunn's also returning, a very quick guard. Zach LaVine, I already mentioned his high-flying athletic ability as a guard. Tore his ACL, came back. He seems to have made a full recovery. Robin Lopez will be returning. He's known for hating mascots, as I said. Passionate, though. He's animated center. Very competitive. So good guy to have on your team as well. Lauri Markkanen's coming back. That stretch 4 can shoot threes and also bang down low. Jabari Parker is on the Bulls this year. I believe they acquired him in some trade with the Bucks. The Bulls actually have a lot of things to be happy with. They have a lot of good pieces that can take them pretty far, but they are still pretty young. They don't really have any veteran talent, like none. I mean, they have Robin Lopez, but he's mostly a leader in terms of his energy. He's not like a vocal leader who gathers the guys up and said, let's go, let's go. I just don't see him as that guy. For all those reasons, I think they will make an improvement on last year. It is kind of hard to go 27 wins twice in a row. So I think they'll do a little better, but I think they're going to miss the playoffs by a long shot. Well, that does it for this episode of the All Ball Show presented by Abstract Sports. How do you think the Bulls are going to do this season? Do you think they're going to be bad, good, whatever? Well, please drop a comment below. Let us know what you think. Tell your Bulls fans to check out this episode, see how they think they're going to perform. But don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and get notified when we come out with new basketball content all season long. I'm your host, Kyle Clay 2K. I'll see you in the next one.